Hi Libras, how are you? Welcome. This is going to be your January reading. I hope you had a wonderful 2018 and I'm looking forward to what 2019 has in store. And we'll start with January, shall we? So what I'm going to do, a 3-row spread, past, present, future. I'll pull some clarifiers for each of the cards, and I'm also going to pull an oracle card as an additional message for you. And I already pre-shuffled the cards beforehand, but I'm going to give them a last shuffle, just you know, just in case. Okay, so let's start. But let me switch the camera so you can see the cards as well. Okie dokie. So let's see. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have for the present. Wow, we have the Queen and the King. Okay. This is gonna be Libras. I think it's a love reading for you. Libras. More so than job or anything else. I think it is a love reading for you guys. Okay, well let's start. Let's see. Let's go card by card. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna switch this. So we start with row 1. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I feel like when you look at how these cards are laid out, right? We have the Queen is looking at the Knight, but in between them is this like Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups in reversed. So what this tells me is that two people, you're in a relationship, because well, Cups, it's really not your sign, but it could be you, or it could be somebody that you know. But it's like, it's almost like two people on two different sides of what a happy life is for them, or like a happy family is for them. Like they both want it because yeah, they're both looking in the same direction, but both of them are like, they're so focused on what they have, what they're holding in their hands, what they're bringing to the table, but they're not focusing what the other person brings to the table. So I think like going into the month of January, I think this is some sort of an energy that you're bringing forward, where it's like, it's almost like, yes, there are two people in a relationship, and but both of them are like not really seeing what the other person is bringing to the table, not being able to appreciate what the other person has to offer. Or you could also, for some of you, it can also mean that there is like a disconnect between what both people want in the relationship, you know, and then that would cause the next row to happen. It makes total sense that it would, because we have the Lovers in reverse, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, and we have the King of Cups in reverse. So it's like eventually, I think the King, it could be you, it could be the male partner. It doesn't really matter, because King, yes, it's a male usually, but it could also mean a male energy too, right? But it could also represent females too sometimes. But what this tells me is that from this disconnect that happened in the past, there's going to be some sort of a disconnect also. I don't see divorce, and I don't see like a major disruption, but I see this some sort of a disconnect between two people, that they just can't get on the same page. They just can't get on the same page of what a relationship is for them. And this message comes in so strongly, and I don't know if it's for all of you, for some of you, for like a really small part of you, but this is definitely something to do with two people not being able to see, not being able to get on the same page, you know. And you know, you have the details to that situation, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's what it's seeing, that both the past and the present, it's both the same thing. Two people are not on the same page. Now going into the last row, in the future row, we have the Ace of Swords upright, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and we have the Five of Cups. So what can I say? I feel like after a while, after like being into that headspace of like not being on the same page, one of you is going to decide that enough is enough, and let's just get clear. Let's just get clear, like what we really want. Let's just have that conversation. Let's just have that talk, you know, what this means to you, what this means to me, what do you want, what I want, right? And just like being open and honest about your feelings, your emotions, or your expectations of what you want out of this relation, out of the partnership. And that's what the sword, the Ace of Sword is. It's gaining that clarity and being like really, really, really ruthless about it, and like speaking your truth too. You know, like one of you, both of you are gonna be like, you know what, like this has been going on too long. Let's just sit down. Let's just have a talk. You know. But then from that talk, it's gonna be a very structured talk. It's not gonna be impulsive. Nobody's gonna. It's gonna be a very respectful conversation. But one of you is gonna come out of it as like with a little bit of a regret. You know, like if you look at this card, it's like being sad. You know, like but being sad over the spilled cups versus, you know, these things that are still intact. So it's like almost like with the first row, where it's not appreciating the good things about relationships, about the relationship, or about the good things in the person you're with. You're just so focused on dwelling on just the negatives that you know, that kind of hinders progress, that hinders your possibilities to move forward. But let's see, let's pull some more clarifiers and see what other information we can get from this. You know, let's see. So let me switch so you can see as well what I'm seeing. You know. Okay, so let's just clarify all of these cards. Okay, a lot of cups, It's, oh my god, this is gonna be such an emotional month for you, Libras, or you're just dealing with a very emotional person, you know. Yeah, my heart breaks for you for some reason. I feel really sad, you know, but you know what happens for a reason. I believe strongly. And then I feel like you have to believe in your intuition. Like your intuition is going to come strong this month, and listen to your intuition, listen to what it tells you, you know. But so let's start with the first row. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like that Knight of Pentacles, like your partner is being immature. Your partner is not being able to provide you with that emotional fulfillment, with like that emotional stability and that emotional support that you need, you know. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Ten of Cups. It's like that, again, not being on the same page and not like receiving the messages that you want to receive, and not receiving that communication that you want to receive, you know, like as fast as you want it to. Then we have the Two of Cups in reversed, clarifying the Queen of Cups. It's like she almost gave up. She almost gave up on the idea of love and like partnerships, and you know, I feel so sad. I'm sorry, Libras, but I just feel so sad for you this month. I didn't want it to be a sad reading, but let's hope it's not going to be a reading after, like a sad one after all. But I think I feel like it's a lot of endings. I think it's a lot of reassessing of relationships, of your current relationships, and the ones going forward. Then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Lovers. It's like almost like somebody had too many options. They didn't know what to choose, and they finally chose something that wasn't really good for them. You know, they chose the wrong part, not the wrong partner, but like they didn't choose partnership. They didn't choose cooperation. They didn't choose unity in, like, you know, you as a unit, as a couple. They chose something different, you know. Or is it you, or I might have chosen that, or is it your partner? And then we have, yeah, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups clarified by the Devil. I feel like this person was just not ready to commit. He's not commitment material, and he's not ready to commit, and he wants to party. He wants to party. This person is just not ready to commit. You know, he's still looking for the other best option. So he's just not ready, you know. And also, like, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, clarifying the King of Cups in reversed, it's again somebody that just doesn't know what they want. You know, it's like they want to party, they know that, but besides that, they don't know what they want out of a relationship. So I feel like if you're stuck, if you have somebody in your life that you like that, you know, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, because it tells you exactly what you need to hear. You know, it tells you exactly the information you need to hear in order to move forward from this. But you have to listen to your intuition, you know, because then we have the Six of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Wands. It's like, you know, once you listen to your intuition, slowly but surely, some of these like off things that were off balance, things that you thought that not working out, they slowly start to shift. I feel like, you know, you slowly start to make changes where it's like you're gonna realize that you gave so much of yourself in the relationship, and it's enough is enough. You're not gonna do that anymore. You're not going to do that without expecting anything in return. And you're not going to do that without having expectations. You know, like going into a relationship without having expectations. And then having your standards high, right? And then lastly, we have the Two of Wands clarifying the Five of Swords. And it's very interesting because like in this image, we have only the two cups that are standing, right? The ones that like still are filled with something, but the person is dwelling on the ones that are spilled. And in this one, we have the Two of Wands, but they are reversed. So it's like, again, it's focusing on the negatives, focusing on the things that didn't work out in the relationship versus focusing on the things that did work out and that were good. And appreciating the person for like the things that they did bring, even though they're not commitment ready. They're not like marriage material. But I think there is a lesson for you to learn out of this relationship. You know, what that lesson is, it's for you to find out. But I think it really has to do with your boundaries. It really has to do with like, you know, not getting clear of what happiness is to you, and then setting those boundaries, like, you know, having high standards, setting high standards for yourself. You know, because Libra is just such a giving sign, I feel like, that sometimes it's just so much easier for them to like really give. Kind of like with Cancer, but not as much as Cancer. They're trying to be fair. They're always trying to be fair. So it's like getting back to like being fair, getting back to like, you know, like you get what you deserve, right? If you're like putting so much love and effort and communication, everything in the relationship, you should be getting that back, you know? So I think it's really getting clear about that. But also be mindful that whoever you're with is not marriage material and is not ready for commitment just yet. But let's pull an oracle card and see what the message is for you, Libras. I hope it's a good one. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So I feel like whoever you're with now, he's not commitment ready. But don't despair, because once you get clear, and once you set the standards high, once you like set those, you know, like the things that you want, you're like, okay, that's enough of giving to somebody that's not deserving of my love, of my, you know, care or whatever, you know, like you're gonna have that moment of clarity. You're gonna have that moment of like aha moment where it's like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm putting a stop. But then you're gonna have something happen to you where I feel like either this person is coming around and be like, you know, like, no, I'm ready, I want to be with you. Or you're gonna have somebody from your past saying like, oh, you know, like, because you set the standards high, the universe is like, okay, so she's ready for that marriage material, she's ready for that commitment partner. And then you're gonna have that partner coming into you, but you might already know them, but you didn't really pay attention. So, you know, keep an open mind, and also set your standards high. Like, really, Libras, you're the ones to always be fair. So be fair to yourself too, you know. If you're treating somebody kind, expect that in return. If not, call them out on it, you know. But know that you're gonna have that moment of clarity of like what you need to do and what needs to get done with this relationship. So I'll leave you with that for now, and I wish you a really good January, and I wish for everything to work out for you in January. And I think it will. I think it will. But I'm really looking forward to read for you in February and see what happens then. But in the meantime, if you like the reading, if you resonated with the reading, like the video. And if you want to look forward to what's in store for you in February, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. Bye, Libras.